Sign in, please. All right, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. You ask one question at a time in turn, moving clockwise. We'll begin it all with Bennett Cerf.
Well, there was no whistling and more applause after the name was signed than before. Is it correct that you are not in show business?
I am not.
It's a man.
Miss Kilgallen?
For goodness sake, are you in politics?
It has a relation to politics.
Mr. Allen?
What does that mean?
That it has a relation to politics.
Are you in the Republican Party?
I am.
Miss Francis?
If it has a relation to politics, are you appointed rather than elected?
I am.
Mr. Cerf?
Have you anything to do with the Secretary of State in Foreign Affairs?
I have something to do with foreign affairs.
Miss Kilgallen?
Are you in the cabinet?
I am.
I think I know your voice, and I'm not going to pass, and I may be wrong, but I would say that you are Senator Lodge.
You and I come from the same hometown.
Yes, sir?
Oh, it is.
Is it right?
Right.
That's right. Ambassador Henry Cabot
I'm so
Lodge,
seldom
Jr.
right, I didn't dare take it off. I thought that...
I was afraid of Fred,
Well,
Mr.
he's a
Ambassador.
Bostonian. He
Yes,
spotted
I-
my brogue right away.
Yes, I just the second time around I heard the... I recognized the voice.
I was just hoping that Fred would confuse your Boston accent with my inherited Boston accent, but he didn't get confused. So
I'd like to know how the senator got his voice out of his nose. Mine is still up there.
Takes years of training. Because actually, all of the panel know, and I'm sure all of you folks at home know, that Ambassador Lodge is our representative to the United Nations. And if I'm not intruding, sir, upon your work hours and not asking questions you don't want to answer, you probably have to deal with our Russian friends in the UN more than anybody else. Is there any formula for getting along with them, or how do you get along with them?
Well, every time that a communist speaks in the United Nations, I make it a point to speak myself. So that in the news story that goes out over the world, there's always something about the viewpoint of the United States of America.
And this is the formula that works.
That's my formula.
Actually, and not meaning to pin any poses on you in this bright light of publicity, that one of the things that happened when you went to the UN was that the Russians, every time they did get up and spill their propaganda, were met immediately with the United States arguments, and I think it's done a great service for the country. This is all I had to say, really, about it.
Well, that's very nice.
Nice
Thank
of you to come and see us. I must tell you one thing, that we were hoping that you'd get into the entertainment side of it and ask the ambassador if he was on television. He was going to say yes, quite a bit, and he is. He's on the UN television all the time.
Senator, you know, it is tricky. We've been playing this game quite a while, and with our blindfolds on, we listen to the applause. And if there's a lot of applause after you've signed in, more than when you have signed in, that usually means it's somebody the audience doesn't readily recognize. And that's how we went on.
That helps a lot. Miss Kilgallen?
Doesn't help me a bit. I thought from the applause and the quality and the kind of applause that it was a very curvaceous girl like Julie London. It was going to be my guess.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much, sir, for being our guest.